Hi everyone, and welcome to Billy Fitzgerald Golf. And today we're going to talk about left and right hand motions and then mixing a little bit of lower body into it to help stabilize the club face. So we're going to hit some left arm only, right arm only, so we can see how the hands work and how the face is reacting of how your hands are on the club. So the very first thing we want to do is we'll start left hand, right hand, and then a little bit of lower body so we can start to have small motions that can produce, hopefully get into producing some big habits and some good habits. So first thing is how my left hand goes on the club is that, again, it's in my fingertips. So I get it in my fingertips and then my hand wraps on top, okay? So I know we're in the short game area, but this is for mainly full swing. Now the difference with your left hand when you get closer to the green is because you don't want a lot of up and down, is that my hand will still look like this because that's how it looks and it hangs in its shoulder socket, but it's going to be more in the palm. But just for full swing sake and just for to get how your hands work on the club a little bit easier, because again my hand's going to be able to move a little bit more in my fingers than in my palm, we're going to put it in the fingers this time. So again, in the fingers and over, and so you can see how this hand is going to work back and forth, kind of like my chopper. So not only does it keep the face square, but I have something solid to hit against. Okay, so if I turn around here and I get it in the fingers and then my hand wraps over and I start to feel how this lever works as I swing back, there's a couple things you'll notice. My hand now is on top and the face is square to my target line, my plane line, but it's also matching what my spine angle is doing. So that's what square is. So once we get in here and I get my hand on the club right, I just start to feel how the weight in the club, I give it a little bit of hinge and I feel how the weight of the club pulls on my arm and it pulls the face straight and then the face stays square through the hitting area. So we'll hit just a couple going back and forth and feeling how the weight in the club pulls on my arm here. So again, just a little one and feel how the weight of the club pulls on my arm. So you'll notice that there's no twisting in the face. In other words, I'm not swinging the face wide open and then twisting it all the way through the strike. It stays square to the plane all the way through. So back, through. Okay, now with my right hand, again, my right hand's going to be on the side of the shaft because I want it to match the face. A lot of really good players feel like that they control a lot of the golf club with their hand because it's closest to the face and that's how it matches. So now when we get down to right hand only, my right hand goes on the side of the shaft, and as I swing back, I feel the weight in the club load this wrist, and then I come into impact, and then as I swing through again, the toe is going to stay on the right, and the face, if it releases a little bit, it's going to release this way. So again, as I swing back and forth, my palm just feels like it stays right at the target. So again, get ready to go, and I'll just start to feel how my palm feels like it stays right at the target. Back and forth, palm stays right at the target. You can see how the toe of the club stays on the right side. So there's not any twisting in the face over here. Now when you're swinging and making these little short shots, if you start to bottom out a little bit, and this is where we get into a little bit of chipping because we're not in a full swing here, we're just training your hands here. But if you start to bottom out, what I'd have you do is set up and then tilt to the left a little bit. Anytime I get tilting this way and my shoulder goes down, my head gets behind the ball, kind of like a full swing, the club is going to tend to bottom out. But since there's no lateral motion, I'm not making a really big motion, I'm just working on how my hands and face work close to the green. I'd have you tilt a little bit and feel like your head is just to the left of the ball, so it puts the ball in the downward part of your swing circle as you continue to work on these shots. So again, when I do that, feel like it's a little left so I can start to feel the club in a small sequence. The club loads a little bit, the weight of the club unloads my wrist, and then it goes through the shot. Loads, unloads, through the shot. So again, lean left so you feel like it's going to bottom out correctly, and it loads, unloads, and through the shot. Okay, once we start to feel how your hands get on the club and how they start to work the face, see, if I put them together, that's exactly how they're going to work. Okay, so these joint alignments, when I put my hands on the club, as I swing back and hit, see all these joints are lined up right. So there's minimal of that, in other words, twisting of the face. So now let's add a little bit of lower body here. And we're gonna do that with both hands. I think it's important to develop both your lower body and how your hands work, because they will mesh together or blend these two motions. So we'll start with my right hand. We're gonna put the ball just right of center, lean left a little bit, but as you swing back and the club comes into the ball, this left leg, this foot, knee, thigh is gonna push this hip out of the way so my arm can get on the back of the ball. So you'll notice a couple things that happen. This leg pushes my hip out of the way, which makes this thigh work in, this knee work in, and my foot roll in. What I see so much of is swinging back and on my toe and my knee get into the ball. Swing back and on my toe. Well, now my arm doesn't have anywhere to go. So that's what causes a lot of thin, a lot of heavy shots. Your arm, again, has to have somewhere to go. So this is going to happen with a full speed driver, but we've got to get good at getting closer to the green and having these things match up first. So again, right arm only, a little bit left. So as I swing back, this pushes out of the way and it actually pulls my shoulder and my hip up to the ball so I make good contact. Swing back, pushes out of the way, and it pulls my forearm right into impact. So again, we're just going to do a little one. We're going to lean left here, back, and it pulls me right into impact. So do that again, back, my left leg pushes my hip out of the way, and it makes my right leg work this way, not into the ball. So we'll do one more, lean left a little bit, back, and it pushes me right into the ball. Okay, now we're going to train your left arm. So get my left hand on there again. So I feel this left arm going this way, back and forth, and this pushes out of the way. So I start to mesh those up and feel how the timing works. So again, I don't get here and have nothing happen, and I don't get here and go way early. So I start to feel as I push out of the way, I bottom out. Back, get left, back, push out of the way, and I bottom out. One more, push out of the way, and it bottoms out. So you can see how this hip pushes and this right leg is moving in. Okay, lean left, and that pushes out of the way. Oh, a little thin, try it again. Legs went a little fast here. Pushes out of the way and let it bottom out here. Back, there we go. So again, just these little sequences, just these little pitch shots can do a lot for your full swing. So get your hands on it right, start to train your left and right arm and how they work the face, just these little shots. And then start to feel how your lower body meshes, and we're starting to get into a good impact position. So again, start small before we start with a full swing, full speed. Get really good at this. We need to ingrain these habits and train this into your swing. So do this. I know you're going to hit a lot more flush shots, and you'll start to see how everything is matching up together, and the game's going to get a lot more fun. Hi everyone, like and subscribe to my channel, Billy Fitzgerald Golf, for all tips on golf. If you'd like a live lesson or want to send me a message, visit me at billyfitzgeraldgolf.com.